Module 3, Moments in Life.
Fill up your basket with some super shopping.
In Britain, you can shop for your groceries at your local shops. You can go to the butchers for meat, the greengrocers for fruit and vegetables, and the newsagents for magazines and newspapers. Or you can go to a big supermarket and buy absolutely everything under one roof. So join me as I go supermarket shopping. Now, supermarkets have different sections where you can get different kinds of foods. I'm in the fruit and vegetables section, so what can you find here? Mushrooms, broccoli, cucumber, kiwi fruit, aubergines, garlic, and finally, courgettes. On to the pulses section. Lentils, beans, and chickpeas. But what you really need are some herbs and spices to add some real flavour. Salt, pepper, basil, parsley. And don't even think of leaving until you've bought some delicious desserts. Cheesecake, apple tart, chocolate mousse, and of course, fruit jelly. Just one little thing before I complete my supermarket shopping. Yes, you've guessed, you've actually got to pay for what you put in your trolley. And to do that, we go to one of the tills. At a supermarket till, you can pay cash, write a cheque, or even use a credit card. Painful, isn't it?
Quiz time. Let's see how many things you remember. Cucumber. Kiwi fruit. Garlic. Courgettes. Chickpeas. Apple tart. Chocolate mousse.
Eating out. How do you make a reservation when you want to go for dinner at a restaurant?
Columbia Restaurant, how can I help you?
Hello, I'd like to make a reservation for 2 for Friday night, please.
Friday night? Please hold while I check my reservations. Was that a table for 4?
For 2.
You're in luck. We have a table for 2 at 8:30.
8:30 is perfect.
And what was your name?
Neil Norman.
Is that Norman?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, Mr. Norman, we'll be expecting you at 8:30 on Friday night.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
Bye.
So what happened when Neil and his sister Dion went for dinner?
Hello.
Are you ready to order?
Yes, we are. We'd like to start with the lentil soup, please.
Sure. And what would you like for your main course?
I'd like the roast chicken, please.
And I'll have the grilled swordfish.
Excellent choices. And would you like anything to drink?
Yes, I'd like a glass of iced tea, please.
Now I'll have a glass of mineral water.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you. So work was nice and...
Yeah, I had a good time.
But when Neil got his food, he wasn't too
Chicken is
pleased.
really good. How's your fish?
I think it's a little bit too salty. Excuse me.
Yes, sir. Can I help you?
Yes, you can. I can't eat this fish. It's a little too salty. Could you change it for me, please?
Certainly, sir. I'm so sorry.
Thank you. Chicken's okay then.
Yeah, it's good. The rice? Did you
Well, I hope you don't have to complain next time you go to a restaurant. Festive food.
In the U.S., there are certain times in the year when people make special food to celebrate special occasions. Let's take a look at some of the USA's special celebration food. Every year on your birthday, you have a special cake. It's called a birthday cake and has candles on the top. On Independence Day in July, people have barbecues in their yards and celebrate with fireworks. On Thanksgiving Day in November, people cook turkey and make pumpkin pie.
It's Bob again. Looking for company.
Hello, Mark. Are you busy tonight?
Hello, Bob. No, I'm not busy tonight. Why?
Because there's a new horror film on at the Odeon. Do you fancy coming and see it?
Horror films? No. I hate horror films.
Bob's on the telephone.
Hello? Hi, John. How you doing? It's Bob here.
Oh, hi, Bob.
Listen, John, are you busy tonight?
No, why? Got anything in mind?
There's that new horror film on at the Odeon. Would you like to go?
Horror film? What are you, 11 years old?
Hello? Hello? Is that Simon?
Yes, Simon speaking.
Simon, it's Bob.
Oh, hi Bob, long time no hear.
Yeah, I'll be busy. Listen, are you busy tonight?
No, not at all, why?
Well, there's that new horror film on at the Odeon. Do you fancy going?
Maybe some other time, Bob. You know, I can't stand horror films. Sorry.
So, Bob will have to go and see the film all by himself.
And now we go live to Neil Norman.
Hi there, it's Neil again, and I have some questions to ask. What can you do now that you couldn't do when you were 10? And what can't you do now that you could do when you were 10? What can you do now that you couldn't do when you were 10?
I can stay out later with my friends.
Okay, and what can't you do now that you could do when you were 10?
I can't go on the rides as long at the fairs.
That's not much fun, is it? Thank you very much. What can you do now that you couldn't do when you were 10?
Travel without my father watching me all the time.
And what can't you do now that you could do when you were 10?
I can't play the clarinet anymore.
That's no good.
I know, I'm really sad about that.
Thank you very much. What can you do now that you couldn't do when you were 10?
Well, right now, you're allowed to go on an airplane by yourself. You don't have to sign up with the airplane. And when you're 10, you had to get a guardian to go with you, and you weren't allowed to go by yourself.
Okay, and what can't you do now that you could do when you were 10?
Well, when I was 10, I could wear like whatever I want. I could dress up, fancy clothes like with feathers. And now I'm just kind of conservative, and I can't do that anymore.
No more fun, huh? Thank you very much. What can you do now that you couldn't do when you were 10?
I'm more advanced in playing the violin and the piano.
Okay, and what can't you do now that you could do when you were 10?
I used to do gymnastics and dance, but I don't do that anymore.
Thank you very much. What can you do now that you couldn't do when you were 10?
Well, I can drive now.
Okay, and what can't you do now that you could do when you were 10?
Well, I can't really fit in small spaces anymore.
That's a good one. Thank you very much. What can you do now that you couldn't do when you were 10?
What can I do now that I couldn't do when I was 10? Actually, I recently opened a bank account, and I couldn't do that when I was 10.
Okay, and what can't you do now that you could do when you were 10?
What can I do now that I couldn't do when I was 10? Well, I used to get away with a lot of stuff when I was younger, but now I've got to be more responsible.
The good old days. Thank you very much.
Time for Auntie Janet's Fascinating Facts.
Do you know that the British actor Marcel Steiner once performed Shakespeare's The Tempest in the car park of the Royal Shakespeare Theatre in Stratford-upon-Avon? Now that's one parking ticket I wouldn't mind getting. Do you know that in 1981, 2 Edinburgh actors performed a play in the back of a car? The maximum audience for each performance was 2. I wonder why they didn't use the trunk.